morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. We've got some news today, and if you look at that drop. Pre-market drop. Man, that thing was rocking. Let me move my chat over. I forgot to move my chat. 1 second. There we go. Good morning, John, Will, Chris. Hope y'all are doing all right. Today may be interesting. We do have some 10 a.m. news. We had some 8:15 jobs report, 10 a.m. news, and we have Trump speaking, supposed to give an announcement at 2:30 this afternoon. So we'll see what happens. All right, let's check. The market's not open. I was trying to get the stream started at about 9:25. 2 minutes late. But I'm trying to get it started a little bit before the open. That way, at least I have 5-ish minutes to talk about what I see before the market opens. So that's why I'm on a little bit earlier. So let's go over here. Let's dive in here. Yesterday, this is what I was talking about. We were moving our way up. We have this swing high up here. We do have a fair value gap up here on the daily chart. Now we have this inversion. Okay, so we do have this inversion right here. So we're back in it. Then we also still have this daily fair value gap that we already used the midpoint of it coming up. Now we're in this inversion. So we'll see if we keep going up or, you know, what we do from there. There wasn't much on the 4-hour. We did have this fair value gap here on the 4-hour that we just dropped into. The 1-hour, kind of the same thing. Like we're pushing up, but same thing. We dropped in here, and if you remember yesterday, I talked about these fair value gaps on the 1-hour. Yesterday we did tap it here. Now we're dropping right back into that again. And let's hop to the 15-minute here. It's kind of like a little speed analysis. Hey, Benton, good morning. So we left buy side. I mean, there's some nice buy side liquidity up here, right? Some relative equal highs. We did take the London high up here before we dropped. We do have some buy side liquidity. Just not sure if. 1 second. Sorry, I got a call here. Okay, sorry. Just not sure if we make our way up there. Like what this, I haven't even checked to see what this drop was about, but we'll see. I think we do come back up there potentially because I don't see any reason to keep going down. We have on the 15-minute these fair value gaps down here. We do have a lot of new day opening gaps here. We do have previous day low, but this might be, so we have a lot of accumulation going on up here. This might be our manipulation down and continue up. We'll see, because I'm still overall more bullish, thinking we'll go up into this opening range gap that we had, that daily swing high. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, this is a pretty big displacement down, so it might not go up there, at least not this morning. So we'll see. I'm open-minded to you know, both directions, and now the market's open. So obviously we have this huge fair value gap right here on the 15-minute. So I'm going to kind of let it play out a little bit and see, do we get past this area here? Because I had this area, remember yesterday, a crucial area between 400 to 420 in that area. So we just dropped back into it. We didn't really, like, all we did was kind of wick in there yesterday. We didn't really go into it. So we'll see what we do here. I can make a case for both sides because of higher time frames, but yeah, just want to be patient here. We'll probably have a pretty big opening range gap. At our close, and we just opened. Opening range gap is about 495 to about 100 points. Not as big as I thought. I mean, still big, but. So we'll see. Is that what it was? Microsoft lowered AI sales quotas. Okay. Roll? No, I have no rollover yet. It's the third week of the month is rollover. All right. So yeah, we do have 10 a.m. news as a reminder, so we got to be aware of that. And then with Trump speaking, supposedly going to give a big announcement, we got to be careful as time passes. So obviously, I don't trade past my time, but well, when I'm following my rules, but um, but if you trade throughout the day, just remember that the more time that passes, the closer we get to 2:30, the more we're going to see a lot of market stall, most likely. Um, and then whatever announcement or news he's gonna say. So yeah, so since that was a breaking news drop, I'm more so on the fence of we're gonna come back up and take that buy side liquidity, because oftentimes when there's just something specific that randomly drops like that causes either the market to spike or to drop like very hard, very quick like that. Many times over the last 5.5 years or however long I've been trading, actually almost 6 now, I see this, and then you'll just see a recovery. If price is going to be bullish, but even when not, like I see this, and I'll typically see a recovery, and then if it's going to be bearish, then I'll see it do what it's normally going to do. This right here is a disruption in what the market should have been doing. So typically, in most cases, not always, of course, but in most cases, if it's just a headline news event like that, then I typically see it recover. Let me see. Let me pull up my my news feed here in my Discord. If you're not in my Discord, I have a news feed for stuff like that. Yep. Microsoft lowered AI sales quota. Now, U.S. Treasury Secretary Besson is making some random comments as well. So, we'll see. See what happens here. Now, one thing too, like you can take this dealing range as well, because there are times, of course, where maybe it comes up 50%, and that's all it wants to do. I'm not going to mark that 15-minute gap because then my entire screen will be that greenish color. And I don't like any of this price action here, and that's before the open, because here's the open right here, this down close candle. Yeah. So let's be patient. Be patient, as always, right? All right, yeah, so that apex... Oh, you know what? Hold on a second. I need to remove that apex. That apex sell ended. There we go. Can't be getting people confused. Don't know of what new sell is going on yet, but hopefully something. Like I said, I'm trying to get my PAs back, all of them. So hopefully we get a nice, keep that PA fee down. I'm gonna get them regardless. Just hopefully it's lower. See, and then we have the midnight opening price, 8:30 opening price. Like we have a lot up here, but then if you look at the 15-minute, I mean, we have a lot of new day opening gaps, new week opening gaps. We have today's new day opening gap up here above. So I can make a case for both sides, but if it's bearish, I mean, I think we're gonna keep going lower than just like this 400 that I was pointing out yesterday. Like, if we're going to be bearish, we're going to turn bearish on the daily chart. But if not, then I still have my reasons up there, up higher to go to. So I'm kind of, I guess you could say I'm more bullish, but a little neutral at the moment. And we did already sweep previous day's high, so we shall see. How's everybody's week going so far? Y'all having a good week? I ended up getting a short yesterday. That was about 55 points after the stream. It was like right after 11 a.m. Normally I don't, but normally I don't trade that time, but that was one y'all saw on the stream yesterday. I'm like, man, this thing can come back down. It was close in that area where I could see a potential setup happening one way or another. So that's why I kind of kept watching. Hey, Enrico. Break even week. Hey, that's not bad. That's not bad. Y'all know, but in the past, I've always been kind of like, I'm not a break even type guy because, I want to stick with my money management, give myself the opportunities, but I've learned to love break evens. I'm learning to love break evens. And the main thing is it used to mess with my discipline on break evens, especially if I broke even and it went on to win. Like, that messed me up. Not anymore. I'm good with it. So November, with the 15-second confirmation chart, confirmation model, I actually had a daily win rate of 85%. I won 85% of my days. One of those days, the first day of the month, I was not using the 15-second confirmation. And then that one actual losing day, I ended up breaking my rules like the mid-month, and I took some extra trades. But it was not a big losing day. It was regular little small one, but ended up being a losing day. And I told myself, what am I doing? I need to stop now. But that 15-second confirmation model, it gave me an 85% daily win rate for November, and yeah, it's just been great. Been great. Yeah. Yeah, it was a beautiful trade after 11, for sure. I mean, it was beautiful. It just dropped. All right, back hitting into this 4-hour fair value gap. Like I said, at the moment, I'm more leaning towards long because I like this buy-side liquidity up there. Of course, I don't want to marry the bias that it has to get up there, so I'm going to monitor it, see if it's obvious, see if it gives everything, of course. And until it, oh man, I moved that whole thing. Until it like shows me that it really wants to move lower, I'm going to stick with my longs here. Yeah, I was. Now, as Will knows, but many of you may not, like, because most of you that watch anything I've ever said or done, I've always had that one trade rule, right? One trade, stick to it, and that's because I frame everything out, and I pretty much know what I'm looking for most mornings, and I just want to see it play out. And if it doesn't, then then that's it. So that's why if I lose, that means, hey, I didn't get it right, or the market's just not good. Like maybe it's me, maybe it's the market. So in that case, why do I want to take another trade? But with the 15-second confirmation is, since it has confirmations and since I have a lower risk, typically on most trades have a lower stop, I still can go in and now I can take multiple trades because maybe it just pulled back a little more than what I was anticipating, and it knocked me out or had a loss, but it's still the overall framework and everything's still there for me, so I can still find a trade. So it's not me looking to create something else because I lost. Like, oh, I lost, let me find something else to take so I can make a win. No, it's still lining up with all my framework and everything else. It's just now I have reduced risk so I can take another trade. And it still lines up with all of my framework, because here's the thing with trading it without the 15-second confirmation and only the 1 minute chart. Random example here. Let's say there's a big fair value gap here, right? And I was looking to go long and the price came up, went in here. Normally I'm hopping straight in and my stop has to be at this low, right? So that's not only is a larger stop, but it has to be at this low right now. And that's the low of the market right now. So if this goes and loses, well, a lot of times my bias or what I'm seeing is just completely off at that point. So now it's like, why would I take something else? That's the main reason why. So, but in the same example, if it's a 15-second confirmation, comes in here and I get a confirmation, starts coming up, I get a confirmation, I get in, and then let's say there's a reason for it to pull back a little harder. Maybe it just pulls back a little more, but then comes back up and gives another entry, another fair value gap, and I get another confirmation. Well, then I can go again because it's still with my same overall thinking. So I hope that makes sense, but that's why I'm okay with it. Nice, Erlen. That's good to hear. Yeah, and it's easy, especially with trading with prop firms. It's easy to want to go fast, build big, always win, because we know the potential, right? Like we know the potential of doing well with multiple accounts. Like you can make a lot of money. We've all seen those huge payouts from Apex, right? And and some of the other influencers out there that trade 30, 40, 50 prop firms or accounts, total accounts with multiple prop firms, like, and getting $100,000 in a month, 200 grand in a month. Like what we don't see on that side is how many they churn and burn. So I'm just throwing that out there. That's what we don't see. But what we see is those big profits. So it's easy to fall into the, man, I want to go big or go home, right? Like because that's life-changing money. And it doesn't always work out that way. And like I said, a lot of those people, I mean, they are burning accounts. It is what it is. So do you want to burn accounts? Do you have the money to burn through accounts? A lot of those guys, that affiliate money is going straight back into accounts, and they're buying a lot of accounts, spending a ton of money. Y'all see, I didn't spend any money this year with Apex. I had the same accounts. So it's all given, and then you can argue, well, I didn't make $1 million. True. So it is whatever you want. But also, I will say, prop firms don't like that. So what good is it to get I mean, I guess you can argue, well, if you make $1 million and get banned, that's cool. Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, that's true. But if you haven't made that much and you've made 100 grand and you get banned, well, what good was that? I don't know. There's all gives and takes, right? But for me, I want to be here for the long game. So yes, slowing down is so much better because to me, you're building a skill that no one can take away. You control your own destiny, right? Like you can control your own financial freedom. And, you know, if prop firms disappear, I always like to think that way. If prop firms disappear tomorrow, would I still be in the game? And a lot of people would not. So just a little bit of my thinking there. Yeah, I agree, Will, on that 1 day pass. I don't blame them, though, because they have to be competitive. But yes, I agree. I agree for sure. Yep, I've seen it too. Some people spend 100 grand in a month on challenges, funded accounts, all that. And it's like, and that's why so many of them talk about their total P&L. You know, how much their expenses are for all their prop firms, all this and that, versus how much their income is. And like I said, I'm not knocking it. That's cool. But, you know, you can't do that with live accounts. If prop firms went away tomorrow, you can't do that with live accounts because there's no live accounts you can buy. All right, we got some ugliness going on. We do have high impact news at 10 a.m. So I'm not ready to say this is because of Trump speaking this afternoon. I'm going to say this is because of the 10 a.m. news. We're waiting accumulation for it, and might have to wait till after 10 a.m. to see what happens. And then if this keeps up, though, in that 10 a.m. hour by 10:30, I'm calling it because the closer we get to, we know how how the markets get when they're anticipating something from President Trump. Yeah, Erlen, I agree with that too. And that's hard to do. Once you've accomplished that, being able to say, you know what, I don't see anything good. There's no clear structure, whatever it is, however you trade. Like I don't see anything that lines up with anything. Like I'm just gonna walk away. That's a skill that not everybody can get. Everybody can, but not everybody will. So that's a huge thing to be able to do. And that's one that took me a long time to figure out. Because especially with prop firms, we feel like we have to get a trade every day because if we don't, we're getting further away from our goals. And that absolutely shouldn't be the case. Like, you don't have to take a trade every day. And, you know, for this whole entire year, actually since probably a year and a half now on how I've been trading, I average probably, because there's roughly 20 to 25 trading days every month, depending on the month. I average anywhere from like 10 to 13, 14 trades a month. Trading days. So, and I've kind of lived with that. Like, and that's why it's so important to track your statistics and your numbers and all that, because you start really seeing what your averages are, what your numbers are, and then you just have to accept it. Like, no, that's what it is. That way, when the going's really good, you know, hey, this is above my averages. We might level out at some point. Or when the going's bad, say it can't stay like this forever, because I know my averages. So that really, really helps. That really helps. And also that helps when you accept your averages and numbers. It helps you. It helps you be content with, because some of y'all seen me before when I averaged like 58 to 60% win rate. It's like, man, I want to bump this up. My goal for the new year, bump this up, kind of tweak that. But what ended up happening, like, because I was very profitable with those numbers, so I wanted to fine tune it. And, you know, what ended up happening is I started doing a lot of things different, trying to fine tune it. And like, gosh, and I started losing. So if I just go back to what was working, accept the numbers, just accept it. If you're profitable, accept it. And sometimes you might just find gold, like with this 15-second confirmation. I swear it's gold. Let me think about that, Will. Is there anything that made it easier to walk away? Or something you realized? Well, you know what? One thing I did. Well, so eventually you get tired of losing, right? like, man, I'm tired. I'm sick. You get sick and tired of being sick and tired. But then one thing I started thinking about was, like, I like to be vocal with people that, you know, like my family, like my immediate family, about things I'm doing, especially my wife. And, like, you know, I talk to my mom a lot. She also trades, by the way. But, you know, my dad, and I just talk to people because I like to kind of put it out there what I'm doing. Like, when I know I'm going to be serious about something, and because, like, I feel like it's almost like a commitment, right? Like, people know, and I know, like, not everything works out. But I started thinking to myself, if I have to say, because there's other things, I've tried other businesses, startups, and different things in the past that they just don't work out. But I got to have a reason why. If I go to them and I'm like, you know what, that didn't work out. And, you know, they'll accept it, whatever I tell them, they'll be like, okay, cool. But for me, I like to tell them, well, it didn't work out because of this or that. And when I started thinking about it, if I go to them and I say, trading just not for me, it's not going to work out, and I tell them why, and I have to say, man, it didn't work out because I couldn't control myself. Like, to me, I don't know, that just kind of hit me hard. Like trading can give you so much, and for me to walk away and say, it's just, I just couldn't do it because I just couldn't control my emotions. I just couldn't stop. Like, to me, that just didn't set right. And I'm like, I can't do that. I can't go back to them and say, this is why I couldn't do it. I'm not going to lie to them. So I think that's what kind of really hit me hard, is that I can't do that. Like, I just can't. I can't quit and say that. There's times where I lose and I'm like, they're like, do you have a bad day today? I'm like, yeah, it was a bad trading day. Why? I traded too much. Like, well, why'd you do that? That's stupid. I'm like, yeah, I know that's stupid. Like, okay, that. But I can't go to them and say I quit because I just can't. I mean, it's a real reason to quit, but, you know, at some point you got to just know that you can't make that change. But I really, really, really think most people can make that change. So that's what hit home for me, I think. I know that's what hit home for me. I can't tell them I failed, and, you know, all the things that we want to accomplish in life with that money that you can make from trading is like gone out of the window because I just can't control myself. Like, that sounds stupid. Yeah, we're as human beings, we're emotional beings. Like, no matter what, we're programmed emotionally. So even the most logical people in the world still have we're emotional, right? So like, I feel like if I can tie emotions and use it to my benefit somehow, like, that can help in a lot of things, not just trading. So it's like, you know, even if I'm upset about things, I try at some point to be like, you know what, is it really worth me feeling this way about that? Like, is it really that big of a deal? Most of the times it's not. So, and I'm telling y'all, trading has helped me in a lot of areas in my life. As the person I have to be shaped out to be. So yeah. All right, we have 2.5 minutes till 10 a.m. Let's see if something changes. Oh man, I really think we're just anticipating that 10 a.m. news. Yep. Agree, Will. I agree. Said to be a success, you have to be emotional. Passion is an emotion, and to be good at anything, you need to be passionate about it. You do. You do. Even if like, and that's one thing that I've kind of like, I actually love trading. Like, I love trading. But some people don't love trading, but they do trade. And that's okay too. But I think you do have to, just like Will said, you have to tie an emotion to it somehow. So if you don't love the actual part of trading and looking at the charts and all the things that come with it, but you want to trade, well, there's a reason why. You have to at least fall in love or be passionate with a reason why you want to trade. Like, why? You have to have that why. I mean, that's a cliche thing too, right? Like saying you got to have your why. Well, it is true. Like, if there's no emotion attached to it to create some passion, it's just not going to be there. Like, it's not going to. And there was a thing, somebody, I forgot where it came from or who it was, that they said you got to go 5 layers deep with your why. And I think I talked about that on one of my videos somewhere, where it's like, you got to have a why. Okay, to make money. Okay, but why do you want to make money? Okay, but why do you want to do that? Or why? And once you get 5 layers deep, it should create such a strength in your belief system that it's like, okay, there it is. That's it. That's your real why. It's not just to make money, right? Like, you got to keep going layers deep. And once you get there, then you hold on to that. And then you even write that down, put it on your monitor, something. So when you're struggling or want to quit, like, man, if I quit, I'm quitting on that right there. And that's what makes it powerful. And that's what you can tie passion to, not the trading itself. Because there's a lot of people I know that actually they're like, I don't love to look at the charts and figure this out and this and that. All right, here's our 10 a.m. news. Let's see what happens. But they love the benefits that can come from trading. All right, so let's see what happens here on this 10 a.m. news. Hey, that's good, Will. The man who loves walking will walk further than the man who loves the destination. Yep. There's one saying I've always liked too, to get to the castle, you got to go through the swamp. But you don't want to stop in the swamp and feel sorry for yourself and have a picnic and just go ahead and live miserably in the swamp. You have to go through it. All right, let's see what we have going on here. Sometimes I'm a little bit like, I don't want to get too too eager to go into a setup right after news, but man, I still think we're going to go up. So we'll see if we get something going in here. We have this little volume imbalance down here. I still want to kind of wait a little bit. This might be the last. We have this little kind of failure swing down here. This may be, actually, look, this is a nice looking little order block right here. This order block, price is holding, the body's holding above it, wicking through. This might be, we may not come back below that. Let's see. Yeah, we're getting eaten by an alligator. That can happen. That's called life. Getting eaten up. Yeah, I'm glad you like it, John. This you never know with these streams. I can go off on a tangent. Some people like it. Some people are like, I don't care. Just trade. But hey, it is what it is. All right, we're back up to the midpoint, almost the midpoint of the opening range gap here. See if we get a fair value gap in here somewhere. I don't. Yeah, this is a nice looking little order block here. See if we get a fair value gap. I do this. I want to keep my eye on this little volume imbalance here. Oh, well, that's 10 a.m. Just in case. I want to keep my eye on that. But again, that's why we have a confirmation model now. We're getting close to the midpoint of that 15-minute fair value gap too. But like I said, I'm not putting too much weight on that fair value gap, that SIBI holding price below it. Here it is right here. We're at the midpoint of it. I went ahead and marked it from my other screen because I want to see the midpoint. I'm actually okay with going through this. We're going to see if we get something here. See if we come back into it and if we want to continue up or not. Let's go ahead and go on down to the 15-second chart just in case. Man, my sinuses have been killing me this week. We got some cold weather here for us. But, of course, we'll go hot here soon again. We always do that. Hot and cold. Good old Houston weather. Hate it. If it was up to me, I would not be living here. I would have moved. We're hitting these fair value gaps here, so we may see it bounce like this fair value gap in this area. We may see it, see if it's enough to bring it back down into this BISI right here. Go back to that 15-second. Okay, trying to. $563, 71. All right, let's see what happens on this this fair value gap here. If it's going to hold up and keep pushing price up or not. Got a little up close candle there. Because what I'm kind of looking at right now, this is why I'm not, well, 15-second confirmation is amazing. But if you look at this, though, if price wants to be bearish, we have so much accumulation right here, right? Is this manipulation to distribute lower? Or is it just coming down to mitigate here? Let's see. I think I want to wait, though. I'm going to wait until to see if price comes back up out of it and goes above here. Even though we got a couple up close candles in here, since we're in this lower quadrant of this fair value gap, I really want to see it come back out of it first. Like I don't want to take it down here in it just yet. Like I want to see it show me that it wants to come out of it, because this could, it's already traded all the way through it. It could create an inversion here. And we got a SIBI now right there as well. So right there, a little SIBI. So I want to wait to see if we can either reclaim this and invert that, or if it's just going to really show us it's going to drop. So I'm sitting on hands right now. Because we have, this would be like a mitigation point right in this area right here. So I could definitely see that being mitigation. But still got that volume balance down here as well. Now, if you're bearish and you think it is going to go down, I mean, this could be an opportunity to look and see if we go down from this fair value gap right here. I'm just not convinced yet either way, so I'm not going to do anything. Went into that fair value gap there, and it could come back down. I'm not convinced. It did reject off that consequent encroachment of the 15-minute fair value gap too. So definitely got to wait, sit on hands, because see, there's the midpoint right there. I'm just going to wait. And then, oops. And then if I measure this dealing range again from here to here, we went up in the premium of that. It might come down. Oh, is there? Probably right in this area that we came down to. Abyssy there? Maybe. I mean, this is an inversion now. I'm just not very convinced on a short yet. Yeah. Because I saw there was almost a fair value gap here on NQ, and we had this volume imbalance, and we almost got a fair value gap right here. You know, I was watching because I was like, oh, if we get a little fair value gap here, I'm going to use this volume imbalance with it. And that'll be a nice fair value gap. And I was initially looking at that to create and have a long from there. But it didn't here, of course. And then it got that one, that next one. Yeah. So, hey, hopefully that's a good sign for NQ. Yep. So y'all probably, if there's an... So I guess there was just an entry out of that. But now it went up into this inversion. To me, it's too conflicting at the moment. Because we went up, we're staying in this lower half of this inversion. Went up in it. Now we got basically change in state of delivery right here. Oh, actually. Yeah. But I'm still not taking it though. Like, 'cause I'm not convinced. So we're making our way to that volume imbalance. That's kind of the area, like, I wanted to see what happens at this volume imbalance. See if we trade through it and go ahead and head back up. Or if we trade below it and close below it, then we may just keep going down. Back to last week's high, the low of the opening range gap, and yesterday's midpoint. Yesterday's range, midpoint of yesterday's range. But you see, there's still no real, like, displacement down. That's the thing. Like, it's coming down. Yeah, it left this fair value gap here. But there's not really displacing. It's not giving me that displacement down. So that's all. That's why I'm saying, when I say I'm not convinced yet, it's not just because I have this stuff down here. Because, yeah, maybe it wants to take out these lows. Maybe. But also, it hasn't displaced to show me. So when I see it kind of moving back, and I'm already kind of more to this bullish bias up here, then if it doesn't show me that displacement, then I want to wait for something like that. It's got to show me that displacement. Oh, and you know what? On the 15-minute chart, there's a volume balance at that same spot right here. So I do think we're going to go get that volume balance first before going up. And look at this wick now. It's just very, very conflicting. This is kind of a bearish wick, right? In that 15-minute fair value gap, but not loving it. But with this volume balance on the 15-minute as well, I do think we're going to come down into it. That 493-ish first before potentially running long if we do. Now, don't get me wrong. It doesn't have to do that. It's just kind of what I'm looking at. Yeah, I agree, Will. It's just difficult read at the moment. Sitting on hands. And like I say, as we get closer to that 2:30, I really don't think it should affect the morning, that Trump's speech this afternoon. Once we get into the lunchtime and the back half of lunchtime, I think it's kind of might go downhill from there until after he makes his announcement. So just kind of my thoughts on it. All right, back up into this fair value gap. I want to see it an inversion of it, preferably. If it could just keep going and show me wants to go through it, I'd feel better about going long, or I would like to go long at that point. But it looks like we are going to try to reclaim this and create an inversion here. And then we will have a BISI here. In 5 seconds. Did not invert. It did not reclaim, but we're trying to push through it pretty good. So I will keep monitoring this area here. We'll see if we get another little fair value gap in there or not. So if we close above this, then I'll see once price reaches back into it. If it does, then I'll drop and look for a confirmation entry. I guess if y'all on MNQ took a long down here, y'all might have probably got a long down here. I don't know if I would have taken it. Oh, let me drop down my 15-second. I don't know if I would have taken it because of the conflicting information, if I had that fair value gap, but all right, let's see if we can get down into here. I want to see it come down into this 540-ish, into this area here. There we go. Well, don't go too hard now. Because see, now I'll have a decently like 526 entry, 562. It's not the best, 35 points. I mean, it's still good, it's still fine, but for a stop. But I prefer it with this 15-second entry to be smaller. Doesn't always work out that way. Still hanging out in the upper half, so I do like that, but I do want to see it go ahead and start just like going up. Go up. Don't work your way down. So I do have a down close candle here on the 1 minute as well. And if we can make our way up and close, that'll be a nice bullish order block, but it's not quite looking like it wants to, so we'll see. See the 1 minute, nice down close candle. If we would have came back up and closed above it, I would have called that a nice looking order block, and let's go from there. But let's see. Yeah, and at this point, I'm not liking, even though we made a lower low right here, I'm not looking at this. I'm not liking this very much for change in state delivery. Just like earlier, I want to see it show me that it's going to come back up. I'm not trusting the market right now. Exactly, Will. NQ is messing with us right now. It's like, oh, here's a fair value gap. Nope, inversion. Up, reclaimed. Up, new fair value gap. Up, inversion. Like, you know what, NQ? So has not inverted this. It did rebalance it since it traded through. So, meh. 1021. Yeah, look at that. Let's go back to the 1 minute now. Now we might get another Sibby here. At this point, we might be heading down. We'll see. Maybe, maybe not. It's one of those days, I feel like it's waiting on me. If I'm like, you know what, let me use this inversion and go short, it's just going to go up. And if I would have taken any long in here, it's just going to go down. It's like baiting. Come on, get in a trade. Come on. I wonder how many people are getting chopped up right now. I always wonder that when I see price action like this and I see like potential entries that could have been entries if you don't have as much information. And I sit there like, man, I wonder if people were like long, short, long, short, long, short. Because I know a long time ago I was one of those people. You feel like that on every trade? Yeah. All right. I'm really not loving the market right now. It might be anticipating another, 11 a.m. run. But I'm just not loving what it's doing. So if we don't get a change here soon, the next 5-10 minutes, I'll probably call it a day. We got a little fair value gap here. But again, I want to see something a little better. Okay, now we dipped back into it. Let's see right here. If we get this, I might risk it a little something here. But I really want to see it come back above that. Because I do think we are going to go up. It's just when, right? Like, when's it going to be ready to go? I think I'm going to take this if we get one here. Because it'll be a smaller stop if I use this most recent little swing. But it said nope. The power of the 15-second confirmation. We got a closure above, but the next candle did not go above that candle, so there's no entry. And I know for those of you that haven't seen or maybe didn't see in Discord, Will talked about the percentages of it. A second entry in the same fair value gap drops dramatically. So that's why I waited. So we got this new one here, right? We got this new one. I didn't want to go long based on those old ones. I waited for that new one. So we'll see what happens here. I think I am going to wait for price to get above this one here. If it does. But now that it's coming back in, here, let me mark that one. There it is there. Let me get rid of this one so we can see better. And let me get rid of this inversion. All right. So this is what we have, the most recent current BISI right here. This is the first hit into it, but now it tapped it there. Now it's hitting it there. It is staying in the upper half of it, but it's a very small fair value gap. So that's why I need it to. I just at this point really have to have the market prove to me what it wants to do here. And by the way, because I haven't made that video yet, like all the little fair value gaps and stuff you see on the 15-second, you ignore those. We're trading the 1 minute chart. We're just using this for confirmation of when to get in based on change in the state of delivery. We're not using it for other things like, fair value gaps and stuff. Yeah, at this point, yep, no bueno. $10:30 now. It's kind of saying, if we don't see anything by around that time, watch is probably going to displace down now. I mean, it does look like we have some structure forming to go down, maybe. If we have a long-term high here, short-term highs, intermediate-term highs, more short-term highs here developing. If we get displacement down, this market structure could be giving us a hint that we may get displacement soon and go down. Maybe. Because it is kind of shaping out that way. But if this high right here gets taken out, that's when for sure we should go up. But with this structure I just kind of labeled out, that is a bearish structure. And at this point, because of that, if I do get displacement down with a fair value gap, I'd probably look to head to that area I was talking about yesterday, 400. Right in here. 400, 410. But who knows when that happens? That could be after 11 a.m. Yeah, 500 right there with that being last week high. Like, this is a crucial area, I think. Lots of things there. So, yeah. If we gap through it, have a SIBI right through it, displacement, that could be our signal that we're going down. However, if we keep rejecting and we hit what looks like we may try to get here, some displacement up and through these highs, there we go. We'll be going up. See, now it's ready. But look, man, I'm telling y'all, in the past, a long time ago, especially before this 15-second confirmation, I probably would have taken a loss in here somewhere, or maybe a break even or something, with how many times it went into a BISI and all that over and over and over. Like, these are the times that this 15-second confirmation chart is going to help you slow down and wait. And that's always been my question. Like, most of the times I get the direction right. It's just I'm offside on when. And that's when this is really, 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 really helping out. The when. Yep. There's the answer. So let's see. If we get this fair value gap right here, then we wait for confirmation. And we took that high right there. Held right up here, right in this area that we were just talking about. Took that high that I was talking about. Disrupted this structure. We're going up, in my opinion. So I'll just wait for an entry. We are creating a bit of like an internal range liquidity in here. Right in here. Right where that volume imbalance is. So at some point, I think we do come down, back down there. But I don't think that's now. Yep, got a volume balance right there. Got to include the volume balance. All right, let's see if we can, if it's just going to rocket up through, if there's going to be no entry, or if there is an entry. Close the opening range gap there. Come on down. Got a little volume balance right here. Another gap, though. Come on down. Never went into that fair value gap. Hopefully it kind of like stalls here, pulls back before going. Needs to hurry up because I do need to hop off. Well, it never hit that fair value gap, so I'm not worried about that right there. Hey, Max. Good morning. Doesn't want to pull back. Waiting to see if it pulls back into this fair value gap. You gotta be careful that it doesn't pull back too hard and create a SIBI and have the same scenario that we just had there for the last 40 minutes, 30 minutes. Okay, now we're in it. $43-point stop at the moment. I probably use the body just to create it a little tighter. If I do, well, unless if it gives me another change in state delivery, lower, which that would be better. This up candle. It might not though, because it may rebalance this potential SIBI on the 1 minute. So it'd be nice for it to rebalance that first and then come down, give me another change in state delivery. It left that SIBI. It's going to leave that SIBI. Still not worried about it, really. We'll see. All right, we'll see if we get another little change in state delivery here now. We have this SIBI. We'll see if we trade straight through it or not. I do have room enough to, to go up. If we create another little swing somewhere, then I can have a tighter stop than my 34 points or 37 points that I just marked out. Yeah. That'd be optimal in my opinion. My max is 40 points, so that means though I could take it, but that's it. Let's see what we get here. We did invert that SIBI. That little SIBI that was created. We did trade back up through it and create an inversion, so that's good. All right, Erlen. Yeah, that's not a problem there. Good on you for that. All right, let's see. We may get a lower change in the state of delivery. I do like this little swing low it created right here. It's a swing low on the 1 minute. Or it will be. Let's see if this holds. The reason why I marked this and I'm not quite using it, it didn't make a lower low here. I mean, it did make a lower low than these areas. I'm not, so I wanted to see just kind of how price stays. If price stays above this, that'd be a good sign. And then I'll use this one right here that I marked. Probably get a pop up just like it did yesterday. Struggle bus. Struggle's real. Yeah, I'm looking at that little. Actually, we did get it. Little busy right here where price is now. So that's good. I just didn't have time to mark it right here. So now, yeah, I'll use this line right here. Went into that busy, immediately coming up as of now. Ooh. All right, this might be the time. Maybe hit that new day opening gap low. Look at that. Come on, NQ. 1050 macro will probably deliver. I'm in. Put my stop at this low right here. It's pretty tight, but with the way price is hesitating, I don't want to risk too much. That's about 18 points. I'm going to go to the midpoint of London right there if we can get it to go. I should be at this low down here, but I don't want to risk that much. It's bouncing off that new day opening gap now. Stayed above this. And I'm not going to be surprised if it does not go. The way price action is today. Yeah, look at that. Nope. Nope, didn't go. Didn't go. It might, but like I said, I wanted to risk only 18 points. I only risked 18 points on that. So technically, if it goes, I could take another trade, but I'm not going to because I don't like it. It's now, it's just too resistant for me. So there's a very small loss. So those are the small losses that are good. I took the risk on it, and small loss, but so the next win will like way more than take care of that loss. Like I said, the stop should have been down here. But man, I don't like price action. I did not want to risk that much. Yeah. No, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. I mean, the argument would have been not to take anything, but it's all good. So anyways, that's it for me. I'm past my time here, but I'm going to hop off here. I'll be back tomorrow. Look, it'll probably go now. But I can't it just, I don't like it. I don't like the way price action's been, so I'm going to hop off, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Have a good day, everybody. And as always, trade well. Take care.